Hello and welcome to another studio vlog. In today's one, I wanted to share with you my process of setting up this whole online shop from the idea to the final result. I'm aware that there are things I could have done better and there are many ways to set up a store, but I wanted to share my experience with you. Hope you enjoy! This is a rough outline of the order I did things in, and I talk about most of these topics in today's video. Now, I don't delve into the specifics of every single section, but if you have any questions, please let me know. Or if I've missed anything, again, let me know. Happy to help out. Alright, firstly, I decided to start this business around May, after my contract role as a digital designer ended. I was in a position where I could take a few months to bring this to life, and with encouragement and support of my close ones, I decided to do it. Now, I'm not very active on socials. I only use Facebook for journaling and freelance groups, and my Instagram account had about 150 followers. I also didn't have a YouTube channel. At this point, it wasn't even a consideration. So I was worried about not having an established online presence. It was causing me to freeze up and constantly question whether anyone would care about my handmade items. Bob really helped me out with this. He told me to forget about the social aspect for now and just focus on the creating part. This really helped me because looking back out of everything, this was probably the biggest mental hurdle for me. I had a website which showcased my design portfolio, so I decided to jot down what I wanted the site to provide. 1, to show my work, and 2, to sell my items. I did worry about not using Etsy because it's easier to get my products in front of a wider range of people, but I was already paying for my website, so I decided to stick with it. The main navigation links I would need would be the portfolio, shipping information, about, contact, and shop. For my portfolio, I spent about 2 weeks working on some personal projects and added these to my site. The shipping part was typed up last actually. Once all the products and packaging were ready to go, I went to the post office to weigh everything and asked a bunch of questions. I also had to make a decision for shipping, which was to start within Australia and expand later on due to prices and delays. With the About page, I wanted it to be simple, so I have a photo and a short description. I'm now working on a longer one that talks more about my journey into design and why I'm doing this, etc. For the contact page, I decided to provide 2 ways that people could contact me. So one is having an email link, and secondly, having a form so that people have the option to choose either. And the final part, the shop. I thought about what I wanted to sell. I knew I wanted to design and make things, so I listed out 4 categories of products: bags, stickers, washi tape, and enamel pins. I thought it would be so great to start out with these products. For the textile items, I had most of the materials and equipment as I started sewing a couple of years ago in my downtime. So for the bags, I would only need to source drawstring and straps, and for the pouches, I'd need zippers. Normally, I would purchase these from a wholesaler or maybe an overseas seller. However, due to the current situation, I had to get these from stores close to me, which just meant that the cost per item increases. For the stickers, I wanted to offer sticker sheets and die cuts. I didn't have any of the equipment to produce these myself, so I decided to outsource them. After doing some research, I chose Stickermule. The quality is amazing, they're vinyl stickers and they're very durable. They can be used for a range of things. But again, because I purchased a small quantity, the costs were higher. After researching enamel pins and washi tape, I realized that I couldn't start off with these products because it was out of my budget. For the washi tapes, there's a minimum of 200 rolls and it would take about 4 to 6 weeks for production. And for the enamel pins, it would take about 8 weeks, and there were a couple of one-off additional costs that I hadn't accounted for. Just keep in mind this information comes from the suppliers that I researched and chose, so I'm sure it might be different for other suppliers. I still want to offer these products, but maybe at a later stage when there's a bit more growth. The next batch of things I worked on was the branding, costing, and packaging. For branding, I created a logo suite, which was an illustration of my face for all the socials and to go on my business and thank you cards. Next was a text logo, and then a shortened text logo for the favicon, which is the browser icon. I also made a sticker to go on the outside of each mailer and a freebie sticker as well. Moving on to costing. So I set this up on Google Sheets and listed out the cost for each item, the shipping, etc., and worked out a cost per item. For all the textile items, it took me quite a while because I calculated how much material I used and then had to do this for the different types of material. I also have a tab that I update when an item is sold, which updates a final figure and tells me how far until I break even. Bub helped me set up the costing and has taken on this responsibility because it does get overwhelming for me. So maybe as time goes on, I'll get more comfortable, and then I'm happy to share how the journey goes with you guys. For packaging, I thought about ways to minimize what I had to buy and also to use what I have. Now, I love stationery and I've been collecting random paper types, envelopes, stamps, and all the stationery for years. I love going to local craft fairs. I always check out outlet sales, and I like to purchase sample packs or even leftover paper from businesses who make handmade paper. I also randomly have a whole roll of brown craft paper and a bunch of black and white tissue. I also cut up a bunch of cardboard boxes I had so that I could use these as backings for the stickers to prevent bending or damages. Now, taking into consideration that I have all this stationery, what I needed to purchase were cello bags to put the stickers in and mailers to send things out. I wanted to get them from local suppliers. I tried to search for an alternative to using cello bags, but the ones that I found required a huge quantity order. So if you have any recommendations, let me know. Okay, so now for the pre-launch checklist. I did the following things 2 weeks before launching. So first, I switched my website to a commerce plan with Squarespace, and I set up a shop function as well. I initially thought about using Big Cartel and moving my portfolio to the Adobe suite since it's free with my plan, but I decided to stay with Squarespace, and I'm happy with the basic business plan that I'm currently on. A couple of other things that I worked on was taking all the product photos, editing and uploading them, writing all the copy, which Bub helped with as well. Test packed each product, weighed it, and added the shipping options. I also went to the post office to ask them a lot of questions. And lastly, Bub helped me to set up Google Analytics, do something with a Facebook pixel, and connecting to Instagram through Facebook. I will admit I don't really know much about this, so I am learning slowly, but with everything that I'm doing, I don't have 100% focus on it right now, which needs to change. I know, I'm aware. I'll get better at it, guys. Okay, so now we're at launch day. Now on the day, I set my website live 15 minutes early to make sure that all the pages were loading and to just do a test run. The minute I do this, I get a call from my friend Carrie asking me why did I do this to her and is my website live early. But then she said she also knew that I'd be early. I am so grateful that she did this because she took me through like her customer journey and actually found an error in the checkout, which I managed to fix, but otherwise I might have missed it. So thank you so much. Oh, boop you when I see you. I'm happy to say that I feel my shop launch went well. Thank you to everyone who ordered, and your support means so much to me. And now that everything's live, I feel like the pressure has shifted from, oh my gosh, no one will purchase my stuff, to, okay, now everything's live. How can I make it better? How do I grow my following and improve? So I'm pretty happy. One week after launch, I started planning the next steps. After discussing with Bub, I decided to invest in a printer and a cutting machine so that I can produce stickers from my home studio. I researched both the Cricut Maker and the Silhouette Cameo 4, and after many reviews and feedback, I've decided to go with the Silhouette. So happy to say that's on the way. For printers, I was deciding between Canon and Epson, and after many hours of researching and asking for help from other members of Jess's Patreon, I've settled on a Canon Pixma, and hopefully that's on the way soon as well. And I also need to get a paper trimmer, which I thought would be the easiest, but dang, people have so much to say about how trash certain trimmers are, so I'm still deciding on that one. Lastly, I created a content planner for myself on Google Sheets. It's really simple, really basic, and it's something that I can understand. So I've noted down the frequency of Instagram posts and stories and when to post vlogs, and also added in days where I get to create. For my Instagram feed, I want to remove this idea, or move away from the idea that I have, that it has to be finished work. When I look at other artists and creatives, I really enjoy seeing halfway sketches or photos of their desks, or maybe their plants or their journals, and I'd like to add more of these things. I'm also going to start using Creator Studio through Facebook to schedule my Instagram posts. I think it'll help my workflow, make it better, but I'm aware that there's going to be a lot of tweaking before I get things right. I've currently planned this calendar to run for the next 4 weeks, and I'll keep you guys updated on my journey. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I know it was a super chatty one, but I hope it gave you some insight into what my journey's been over the past few months. And as I continue to grow and learn, I will definitely keep a record of, tips and things that I can share with you along the way. Like I said before, if you have any questions or recommendations, let me know. Thank you once again, and I'll see you in the next one.